All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Tuesday. Tuesday. All right, let's go ahead and jump into these charts. I haven't taken a look at anything yet, so let's go ahead and jump on in and just see what we got going on. All right, so looks like actually the ES is making new highs today. Freaking ripping! Look at that! Oh my gosh, from like 7 o'clock to right now, making new highs. And looking like it's got a lot of momentum. We're on the 3 minute chart at the moment. Let's check this against the one. All right, so if we look at the one, we had this nice little pullback consolidation where it bounced very smoothly off the 9. And right now we're at, what are we at? 42? Yeah, 38.42. So we finally broke over that 3,800 level that it's been battling for a few weeks. So this gives us a lot of room to run. Kind of a blue sky type setup. Not really though, because blue sky setup would mean really that it's never made these highs before, and that's obviously not the case. So not really a blue sky setup, but it's still a lot of brand new highs here, and it's not super extended off the view app. It's only about $20 off the view app, so that gives us room for up to another like $30 more of movement toward the upside for the most part. Um, in the past, we've kind of seen it to have about $50 in either direction that I can really move pretty consistently. Taking a little, I'm gonna wait for a little pullback here on this doji here at the top. Taking a little starter trade here, just a little feeler. See if we can break up over this 45 zone. I think 45 might act as resistance here, but our exit is at 44.50. So we want to get out a little bit before where we think the resistance is going to hit. And that's typically the strategy that or a part of the strategy, part of risk management, I should say, that I'm going for a lot of the time. I'm gonna pull this out on like a hourly chart and just see what we had going on here. So back in, I want to say this was September. Do we have a date? Where's this date? Well, I know that date up there is not correct. It says 11/11. 11/1, I guess it was. Sorry, I got that visual impairment. Sometimes it just hits me. I wish I made the dates easier to see on TOS. Frankly. Alright, so we've come very, very close to hitting that 45 zone. We are in profit. I think I'm gonna cut it right there and just take that profit for that little feeler trade. 312.50 up on the day. Not bad for just sitting down. Been here for like 3 minutes, made $300. I don't really know of too many jobs that can do that. So yeah, so this is gotta be November 1st. Yeah. So November 1st, we were up at 3,900, 3,928. Sorry it takes me so long to read the dates. The dates all kind of like blend on COS. It's really, really challenging. I know it's right here, but it's really like hard for me to see a lot. And in all honesty, I wish there was a way I could like make it call out and look easier to see. That's just part of dealing with visual impairment. Um, so taking a look at this hourly chart, you can actually see that about a week and a half ago, we got this 5,200 crossover right there, and that ran for a multi-day run with the high leveling off at 39.28, and then we ended up getting this crossover to the downside on the hourly chart, and you can see actually on that same hourly chart that the 50 is actually working on coming back for another crossover. If that 50 ends up with a crossover there, we may end up seeing really, really awesome runs throughout the month of November and possibly into December. 1 minute chart looking strong on the TTM. That 44, 45 is definitely a line in the sand. Let's take a look at how many moves it took to get here. This is kind of the first move, which is the pop-up or view up. That had a lot of consolidation, so we'll count that as just a one singular move. So this move here was a massive rip. So that was one with nice pullback and then consolidation and then rip to the top. So I think that this still has room to run. Join the bid here. Entered at 43 and a quarter. And again, I'm looking for a push up to up through 45. This is in the sim. Go ahead and pull up the eval here. Music stopped. There it goes. Jumping back to the sim. Gonna cut that right there and take that profit. Made 125 on that, but I should have broke out a little bit more heavy than that. I wanted to take that trade in the eval, and I was about to, but because it didn't break out like that, I did. That's why I ended up not taking it. We made back a lot of last week's losses. Most of it, actually. Our account's sitting at 156K. 2 weeks ago, we were at 142K. So we're up about 14,000 on the total account. We are getting this sort of fresh cyan from 4.6 to 5 to 5.5. There's 38.45. Do we reject here or do we break out? If we reject, the rejection area I'd be looking for this to hold would be like 40, like 38.40. But then at that point, we may end up formulating sort of like a head and shoulders pattern, and that's not what we want to see. Not for this fresh trend toward the up. This has been going for a half an hour though, so I feel 2,000 late to the party. Probably should have held that trade because that looks like totally worked out. Lowish volume today. If you notice, the volume is kind of barely breaking above our limit here, like our average limit. Yeah, I knew I should have taken that. I think I'm chasing it now, honestly. Yeah, definitely chasing. Gonna cut here, and yeah, cutting that. Come on, let me out. Loss of a couple hundred on that one. I think I chased that. Still green on the day. Green 187.50. And it just popped right back up on the next candle. But you can see the leveling off of the TTM. So you can see like 6.0 to like 6.2. It definitely would have been a nice trade though from where we were originally looking at it in the eval, because it did go up like $2, and we could have popped in here at around 45 or 45 and a half and got out at like 47. Time on this candle is 8 seconds remaining. By the way, if y'all chilling, y'all hanging out, make sure you like, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications, and feel free to say what up in the chat. Got a double top here. We're really close to it. About to tick off. from the double top. Let's check this against the 3 minute chart. 3 minute chart's still showing ripping. 14.18. 14.5. 15.3 to 15.6. Slight movement up. 38.50 is definitely going to be a hard line in the sand. Or whatever ground material you prefer. Be a hard line in the soil. Let's see. 2.7 to 5.2 to 10. That's a massive rip. It's a 12, 13. So I wouldn't be surprised if we ended up pulling back to around 38.40 and then bouncing off of there. Kind of like what happened here. I wouldn't be surprised if that happens. Come back to the 1. You can see we've got some cooling on the TTM. It's not much from 5.9 to 5.6 to 5.4. I'm try to scalp a short here. Just looking for 3 ticks down. We're in at 46. So I'm looking for 45.25. Doesn't look like that's happening though. Yeah, cutting that. Came up to actually test the highs, so didn't work out for us on that one. Went up ripping again, making new highs. Probably gonna just stay on bullish today, stay long. Tried a little short. I didn't know if it was gonna pull back more, but the 3-minute pullback is kind of normal and pretty nice movement actually. I wish the volume was a little bit higher so we don't have these like areas where it almost seems to lag on the price. We don't really deal with that when the volume's higher, but the volume's pretty low today, even though the market's flying up. So it's kind of surprising at how low the volume actually is, all things considered. You can see here we got 1, 2, 3, 4 tests up here about a breakout towards the 50. And it hasn't happened yet. We also did get a cooling candle on the 3-minute chart. That's not really, it's actually our current candle, so can't even say that. This would know at 51, which is in a few minutes. Flat on the day, but technically we're red because of the fees involved. It's kind of challenging to trade just because it's like the volume's low, and that's making the trading a little more challenging. It is pushing though. Definitely a lot of opportunity in terms of the price movement. I think I might focus on scalping today. Just getting the feel for the market. The scalp seems like the right move. We pulled 187.50 on that. So we've taken 5 trades. We're up 187.50 on the day before fees. In the sim. So, how you guys doing today so far? Hopefully y'all are green, but if you're red or green, whatever the case is, let us know in the chat. See what's up. We got a pretty decent amount of people watching the stream today. So make sure you like, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. All this stuff just helps the channel grow. And it's free. Alright. Slight cooling on the TTM, but if you notice we had that slight cooling back here, which almost worked really as consolidation. We may be coming up on a head and shoulders, especially with this reasonably sized pullback up here at the top. It's a ways out though. Such steady movement towards the upside. VWAP's down at 24, and the 200 is at 26, so they're kind of pretty close to each other. I was kind of expecting this to test 50. It did hit 49. I kind of feel like it's going to test 50 and reject heavily. A little bit of a head and shoulders pattern seeming to form as it's, you can see up here in this 47 zone where it eventually did break to 49. But in this 47 zone, you can see how many times and how much selling pressure there was here. You can see that for 1, 2, 3, 4, and our current candle 5, out of this last, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 candles. So 5 out of 8 candles all had really high wicks, and so that's very indicative of selling pressure to the downside. Um, and our volume picked up slightly. You can see it crossing above this sort of like threshold that we put in here. This is just a line that we put in here because this is where the area that we're usually looking at for average volume. Volume picked up slightly, like through this zone by the highs. But it's really struggling to break out with some momentum, some gusto here. And I think a lot of that just has to do with that volume. So much resistance here. I'm just gonna throw a resistance zone in here. This has tested this so many times. And I'm actually gonna turn this orange just to make it stand out a little bit. Just because you can see how many times that's tested resistance. Hey, what's up, Trace by Dre? Yeah, dude, totally choppy, man. Very choppy. But you're up 250, dude? That's awesome. I'm glad to hear it. Genuinely. By the way, guys, we do have a pretty awesome Discord community. So if you guys are interested in just communicating with other optimist traders, um, we're doing more than just trading. We also talk about like entrepreneurship and other stuff there as well. Feel free to check out our Discord group. There's a link in the description. It's also just joelstraight.com/discord. If you just want to type it directly, that's fine too. Coming up resistance to that 38.45. Checking the 3-minute chart against this, you can see a little bit of cooling. But when this candle cooled here at the high, you can see we came to the next one and it was cyan, but it was almost the same number. So yes, it was cyan, but it was like really like closely related. And then you can actually see the momentum beginning to shift towards the downside as it went from 15.2 to 14.7. So I'd be interested maybe in going short here. Yeah, I was gonna go in at 44, but it started moving downward. So really just looking for a 3 tick to the downside, which ain't much. Of course, it did kind of pop a little bit. I think we got filled kind of near the bottom of that candle. It bounced off the 26. And I frankly should have considered the 26 as a level of support. I was trying to enter at 44, which would have been like right here, and that would have been a good trade. But it actually entered me at 43 and a quarter, which is literally the exact 3 ticks that we were trying to take. But that's okay. I kind of have some confidence that this will come back down and maybe test a 35 here. So I'm going to end up holding this. And it may actually move it downward some. I don't know if I want to wait that long though. Today seems like scalp, take the money and run. Might cut this here. I don't want to though, because the TTM just keeps going downward. I'll hold. It's kind of a tough decision in this spot because it very much can bounce off this 26 pretty easily. Um, and you can see we're slightly below it. But the other theory here is that we've got the 35 here, and often they come down and test the 35. The other thing is that the momentum to the downside is looking more that it's going to continue downward as opposed to pushing back up. Although this particular candle is putting up quite the fight. But it makes sense because this candle's only traded 1,500 contracts. Doji at the bottom of this. If this 9 crosses below the 12, then definitely going to get a downward push. Big rip to the pop back up. So it did pop off that 26. With the doji at the bottom of the move like that, a lot of times that's going to translate to an upward shot. $20 left on this candle. Currently sitting flat. What a weird day. It may be a mistake to hold this, and so I may end up cutting it. But just holding it, we're down 125 on the day. Yeah, I'm gonna cut that. Cut it here, down 250 on the day. It's probably gonna pull back some, especially because the GTM's there. But it's kind of just at the risk level, and I think that today I need to keep the risk very tight. So normally my risk is like 500 per trade. But today I think I need to keep it a little bit tighter than that. Um, Possibly around 250 per trade. So, what's up, Tiny? Good to see you. You're up $2 on your live account? Congrats. That's awesome. Green on all your paper after making a grand in a trade yesterday. Nice. You made a grand in a trade you forgot. It's still awesome. I mean, just like, oh no, I forgot. Here's my $1,000. The price movement is mad slow, like slow at the top. All right. I don't want to take an L on my eval, so currently just trading the sim at the moment, just because the price movement is odd. Although I should have interpreted this doji as a push up. My initial thought was that it was going to push up off that doji, and we talked about it bouncing off the 26, which it does often. But because the volume, like you see how much lower the volume is from this zone here, and that's really making this price movement just super, super slow and kind of choppy and sketchy. When the volume's there, it's a lot less choppy and significantly easier to understand the trend. Let's check out the 3-minute chart. Days like these can get me in trouble. I've seen it before. Three-minute chart looking like 14.5 to 13.5, or 13.8 to 12.9 as far as the TTM goes. So there is momentum stacking towards the downside. I don't know if there's like shorts that are just slowly piling in or whatever the case is, but there definitely is momentum towards the downside. We're at the top of the hour now. So whatever movement we start seeing with any kind of gusto, my thought is that's likely going to be here in the next like 3 minutes or so, and over the next like 3 to 5 minutes. Getting that pullback looks like that trade would have eventually worked out, but I didn't want to hold it past my wrist, so I'm gonna go short 43 and exit at 42 1/4. Got the entry at 43. How annoying. Just drop already. There you go. we made, we made 125 back. Such an annoying price movement. Alright, so we got that 125 back. Now we're down 125 on the day. Um, I feel pretty confident that if we remain incredibly like disciplined and like micro scalp, that we actually could be pretty profitable today. It's really about discipline, I think, today, because of how like anytime there's super low volume like this, my intention usually is not to even trade at all. Um, okay, give you a little pop there. Pop went from 42 3/4 up to 44 with an immediate pullback. 9 is now below 12 on a 26 crossover low. And TTM stacking too, but kind of slowly. So red is a red 0.6 to red 1.3 to red 1.7 to red 2. So it's yes, it's stacking to the downside, but the momentum is as we talked about a lot on the channel. We're usually for 0.7 or higher in terms of the actual momentum movement on the 1 minute chart. Um, it's a different value for different charts, but 0.7 is normally about what we're looking for. And you see this is only going from 1.7 to 1.8. So that really kind of indicates that we may almost end up having a sort of like a trend reversal. We did bounce pretty nicely off that 35 like we talked about, and it's coming up really kind of to just test this 1226 crossover again. But the volume is so low, and because the volume is so low, we're not getting any sort of conviction to either side. I think a lot of the people who are trading traded right in through this area from like 7 to 7:30. Definitely you can see the head and shoulders forming there. Um, the cue is, will it buck that trend, and will it more or less bounce off this 35 and then come up back and test highs? Yeah, the price action's totally whacked today. Like honestly, it was nice from like 7 to 7:30, um, but the price action's only whack because the volume is whack. Otherwise, the price action seems fine. I can see a pullback to possibly the 50, which is 38.40, which is the same zone where when it was up here at these tops, it's the same area I was saying that it might pull back to, that we would want to see it pull and hold. Um, so I'm more inclined to go short at this time from 2 to 2.5. Yeah, let's see if we can get. No, my power just flickered. I've actually had that happen before. My power went out once. I was in the middle of a trade, and I came back and I was up in the trade, and just scared the crap out of me. That's all it did. just made me just like be like, oh my gosh, for like 5 minutes. Came back and I was up. And so I was like, oh my gosh, and then I just immediately sold it. Because I was like, I don't want to hold this anymore. It's too scary. By the way, if y'all, we've been streaming for a little over half an hour, but if y'all chilling, y'all hanging out, make sure you like, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. And the reason why is because it really helps the channel grow. It helps suggest it to people who may not have heard of our channel and are really in need of a community that is here, that genuinely is cheering them on, that genuinely wants to see them succeed and is more than willing to help inside of the Discord group as well. So that's what liking does. That's what subscribing does. That's what ringing the bell for notification does. Yeah, sure, you're gonna get all those, the notifications from us every time that we go live, and that's awesome. But it's also helping to bring this channel to other people, and bit of a loss on that one, down 625 on the day. It also helps to bring this channel to other people. So make sure you like, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. Getting a yellow on the TTM, nice pop up off that EMA 35. This is usually a really strong trade area in a really strong support zone. Let's see if we can just take a scalp on. I don't want to go for 8 ticks. It just seems too aggressive for today's move. Although it looks like it absolutely could have taken that. I was going to try and enter there on that bid, and the moment I was switching it just rips up. Next candle, now, potential pullback, possibly opening red. Join the video long, and you're gonna see this test 47, which is be the highs. Our entry is at 45 and a quarter. Dojing right now. New candle. 9 just got back above 12. That's looking good for a move to the upside, and the yellow is stacking decently. So 2.5 to 1.9 to 1.3. So that's looking relatively good. I'm gonna see if we can go for maybe 5 ticks on the eval, and got that hammer candle form in there. Join the bid here. Missed the entry. Tried to get it at 46 and a half. I'm gonna cut that and see if we can find another entry point. Damn it. Come on. Couldn't have just entered it and let me enter that trade. Alright, new candle forming now. A little pullback on that one. Watch for this one to open red. We did get that trade here. I'm gonna throw this back to 8 ticks and join the bid and just see where we land on that one. Making new highs on the day. Entered at 49. No.
Order filled.
Don't pull back.
Order filled.
Got it out. So our enter was at 49, and we got out 49 and a half. So we made 2 ticks on that one. So up 108.20 on the day in the eval. I certainly am a little bummed that I missed this this whole move here. So I was trying to join the bid, and I was trying to take a bigger trade there, but it just didn't go fast enough. Just didn't work out. We did make this trade though, so we're back in green here. New highs on the day. It looks like I absolutely should have just kept my original trade idea on the eval, because that would have paid a little bit more money, about three more, six more, so almost another 200 bucks. That would have been nice. But it is what it is. Coming up, making new highs. Fresh cyan candle here too. So this is a fresh breakout off of this pullback. Very nice pullback. This is awesome consolidation from like 750 down to about 805. So like a 15-minute pullback. That's actually really nice, and sometimes that's what you actually want to see. Is sort of that pullback where it lasts for a couple of like 10 to 20 minutes or so, and then a bounce off there, because that what that really means is that you're getting that consolidation happening. Okay, so now let's see if we can go for like 12 ticks, and let's see if we can bounce off of like 49 and a half. 50 really is where our line in the sand needs to be. I was trying to get the entry at 49 and a half. It tapped it. It sort of kissed it there. Um, but yeah, it just tapped it for a second. Oh, I thought my entry was 49 and a half. It's at 49 and three quarters. So it did actually come down and hit 49 and a half though. So our next move would be a move to the upside, breaking new highs. Zero point 0.3 to 1.1 to 1.9 on the TTM, and entries at 49 and three quarters. And coming up hitting 50, our exit intention is 52.75, and you can see that double top there right at the highs. Got this doji at the top. I don't like that there's that doji at the top. I'm going to take this profit here in the sim. That puts us up 500 on the day off of way too many trades. So we've taken 11 trades so far. 55 times 4.36, so 239.80. Did end up popping up 239.80 in fees, so we are technically profitable about 260 bucks on the day. Small green, but you know, green is good, and that's what matters. Um, Continuing to push highs, 51.75 as the high there. Cyan looking great from 2 to 3 on the TTM. That's such strong momentum. We've got 3 seconds, 2 seconds left in this candle. I didn't like that this dojied before it popped, because essentially what all that's really doing is giving us that sort of like indecision right there before we get breakouts. And that makes it really, really challenging to trade, because there's not really a ton of pattern to it. But yeah, we did get a fresh 1226 crossover when that 9 crossed above the 12. I wish I would have seen that forming. I did see the 9, and that was the area that we attempted to enter in the evaluation, and it just kind of flew past us. We were trying to get in at 46 and three quarters, and it just couldn't get the entry. Should have just hit join market, I guess, but you know, sometimes it just is what it is. You just have to roll with the punches, roll with the momentum, if you will. 51 and a half, 51 and a quarter on the total price right now. Getting a hammer candle forming up at the top, which in all honesty could really mean a push towards like 55. I'm going to look back and see if we can find some historical evidence of some areas of support and resistance. We've already got a bunch drawn down on the charts, and likely that's probably going to continue to be a functional form of area and resistance. But the last time we were in this zone, it was just dropping like a stone, just going down insanely low. And this is where we're at like now, right here. That was an old volume and average price zone. It was like right there. Yeah, when it finally did break out pretty heavily, up to 3900s. New high at 52 and three quarters. 3.8 to 4.4 to 4.8 on TTM. TTM slowing down slightly, which could mean another pullback and consolidation after this recent breakout. If we do pull back again, um, my guess is that we pull back to around the 26 zone, or 38.50 was really what we'd want to see it hold. Maybe 38.45, but I think 38.50 really is the area that if people don't see 50 hold, then it'll fall. At least that's what I think. I could be wrong. Who knows? Yeah, no worries, Tiny. I hope you have an awesome day. Stay optimistic, of course. So, interesting trade day. Like, kind of boring on the price action in terms of things, but it makes it challenging to trade. In all honesty, I mean, it really, really does. Um, this was mainly the area here that I was attempting to take a trade in the eval, and I just couldn't get a fill. And we did get a tiny little trade in the eval, so we are up $100. You can see right here we're up 108.20 on the day, and we're up 866 in our eval now, making new highs. Up at 53, off really low volume, hitting dojis left and right. Double doji at the top, dude. When have I ever seen that? Currently a triple doji now, but obviously this candle's not closed yet, so. When have you ever seen a double doji at the top? Could you imagine if this ends on a triple doji? It just ends up with dojis the whole rest of the day. Every candle a doji. Well, total account balance is up around $13,000 over the last 2 weeks. So, not complaining about that. That's in the sim, of course. The eval, we're up close to $1,000. Our profit target is $3,000. Then we earn that funding. By the way, guys, speaking of funding, if you guys haven't checked out Elite Trader Funding, these guys are awesome. So I've been using these guys in order to earn funding in the futures market, and these guys are awesome. First off, they're a little unconventional in the evaluations that they offer. They have a wide variety of evaluations as opposed to like 2 to 3, like most prop firms. They also do things a little bit different because they only have a one-step evaluation. So you only need to trade for 5 days in order to earn your funding. Additionally, you can actually earn funding as low as 10K, which I don't see anybody else offering, and all the way up to $300,000. So it's pretty incredible the amount of funding that you can actually earn to be able to trade with. Currently, I'm doing a 50K evaluation, and if you use the link in my description, you'll actually and the promo code there as well, JSBEST. You'll actually get a lifetime discount on there, and the discount varies. Typically, it's like a minimum of 25%, and sometimes goes up from there depending on whatever promotions that they're running at the time. But you'll always get a discount when you use that link and that promo code. Compare these guys to the other prop firms out there. As far as their base price is concerned, they're pretty competitive. They're like right on par, but they do allow you to take 8 contracts. But when you factor in the promo code and the discount that you're going to be getting on that as well, it hands down beats the competition's pricing and things like that out there for the other prop firms. Aside from pricing, though, they're just a good company to work with. They have awesome customer service, and that's really what I'm actually really looking for. They also have the static evaluation, which is another one that I'm working on as well. And then they have the standard type, the end of the day drawdowns that you'll find at the other prop firms as well. And then they have fast tracks. These ones don't have any discounts related to them because you can see they're already pretty heavily discounted. And basically, you just pass this and then you get access to the account. But these ones do have a maximum of 14 calendar days. So just bear that in mind. But yeah, guys, check these out if you're trying to earn funding in the futures market. Check out Elite Trader Funding. They're a really good company. I've been really happy with them, and so that's mainly why I recommend them, is because they're actually they actually have really good customer service, and they've been really good to me for the time that I've been using them. So getting another test of the highs here. So we can see we've got really kind of a triple top. Running into resistance there at 53. It's really resistance at 50, um, but it's sometimes it manifests in a little bit higher than what the actual resistance area is. Here's the 50 zone here, and then here's 53. Um, so this area right in here is kind of the whole area of resistance. Look at that breakout. Whoa. Nice. And immediate failure. Breakout. Psych. Just ripped up just to rip right back down. Came back and it's tapping that 53 yet again. Music stops. I don't know why it does that. Just like stops sometimes. Alright, continuing to break out. I'm gonna take a swing here. Honestly, I should have taken that swing off of 53. Fresh breakout up here towards the top. I typically don't like trading these highs, but it is what it is. You gotta trade the market you're in. $30 left in this candle. Pulling back some. We did have a really good entry on that, but now we're back to flat. Probably put this exit here. How much time we got left in this candle? 15 seconds or so. Pulled back to 55 and a quarter. We're currently at 55 and a half as our entry. So the pullback now is to 55. So we'll be looking for a bounce off of 55, which it did do. It's ripping back up. Join the bid there. Okay, entered at 56
Order
and a
filled.
half on a pullback. Wow, that pullback way too much. I tried to get in at 56 and a half. I get in at 56 and 3/4. Come on, push up. Cutting that.
Order filled.
Pretty heavy loss on that one. That was in the eval too, so down 231.10 on the eval. We were up 108.20. Now down 231 on the eval. Still up in the eval. Total green is 531 and some change. I tried to actually get in right on that bounce, and it did bounce, but I think our entry was late. Been really having a hard time getting entries. Like, I'm trying to join the bid and not hit market, but it is what it is. And gosh, now it ripped right back up, and that would have just That would have just gave us a fresh trade. It would have been very nice. That's frustrating. Especially because I think that loss was 312 bucks. So still green on eval, but that was crazy. That was 10,000 contracts in that couple of seconds versus our average normal 4,000 contracts. I hate it when the volume is this low. I really do. It makes it really challenging to have these trades have anything be reliable. On 3 minute chart, we've had one, two, three, four, five, six green candles in a row, while actually losing momentum on the TTM on the 3 minute chart. Interestingly enough, not much momentum loss, pretty much flat, but one minute getting a little bit of cooling. Doji at the bottom. Very choppy day. Very, very, very choppy because the price action is just mad, or the volume action really is just super slow. And that's making the price action weird. I wish I had this indicator in TOS, this Bulls versus Bears. Got a little micro scalp in the sim. My eyes are killing me. Oh no, I'm out of eye drops. Tiny little pop up there. Join the bid here at 56 3/4. Coming up, tapping highs, double top. TTM slowing down on the 1 minute chart though. Took 3.6 on that, up 10.6 250 on the day in the sim. TTM's at 4.3. Slowdown is so minimal. Hope everyone's doing well today. We have a reasonable amount of viewers today. Make sure you like, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. Like I said, all that stuff just helps the channel grow. Currently 8:30. Um, been streaming for about an hour. Checking three. Check trend. Trend's kind of level, just like leveled off. It's a scalping kind of day. The scalping's been working out pretty well for us. Entered at 57. Had a real quick trade there for 5 ticks. Uh oh. Lost my eval. There it is. Okay. Jeez, man. Gotta be more aggressive, I guess, on the eval. Another bid here.
Order filled.
Entered at 59.50. Looking to get at 60 and a quarter.
Order filled.
Ended up getting out just 1 tick up. Should have just held it. Sometimes, man, when it pulls back, I start getting skittish. But we're down now 190 on the day. So we made a little bit back, about 40 bucks. And still continue to push up heavy. I really should have just held that. Wow. It's ripping now. What's the volume like? So the volume's actually coming in. Let's see if we can get an entry off of 60. Or maybe 60 and a half. I don't know if we'll pull back that much. But we did just make new highs. We're getting fresh cyan. 4.1 to 4.6 to 4.8. And check the 3. 3 is getting some cyan candles coming through. Checking the 5. 5 has this first cyan candle in a little bit. From 19.6 to 20.3. It doesn't look bad. We still haven't got this entry here. I don't know if we're gonna. I don't know if the pullback is too far that I'm requesting. Maybe 61. New high up here. Kind of frustrating that I've missed a lot of like the big moves, and it's mainly because they'll like just not move anywhere for like 15 minutes, and then all of a sudden, all at once, 10,000 contracts will come through, and you're just like, what's like, where did that come from? New high up here at 63, which means I think we might pull back to 60-ish. New candle now. Just got a quick 4 ticks on that one. Price action has been really challenging today. We're up $1,562.50 in our sim based off of how many trades is that? 16, I think. 80 divided by 5. Yeah, 16. So 80 contracts since 4.36, 348.80 in fees minus our 1562.50. So we're at $1,213.70 in the sim. Coming up, hitting new highs, 63 and a quarter now. Doji at the top with a pull, or a pop, I should say. 5.1 to 5.4, 5.7, still pushing upward. It's like I know I could have traded this whole area, but it's like hindsight trading. You know what I mean? 5.4 to 5.6. So this is some breaking news that just came out for anyone who's in the crypto world. Binance is intending to acquire FTX. That's actually really huge news because FTX is one of the biggest cryptocurrency exchanges out there, and so is Binance as well. So if Binance actually acquires FTX, that means Binance is going to be acquiring all of FTX's clients. That is thousands or possibly even millions of people who are utilizing FTX. So that's likely going to affect crypto markets. Um, my guess is toward the upside. Honestly, it does seem like more of a bullish thing, um, but it's definitely going to affect Binance users and help expand Binance's reach. So that's if Binance is actually able to acquire FTX. But that did just pop up, and like just a moment ago. I wonder what crypto stocks are doing in relation to that. Let's check out Mara. So Mara's ripping off that news. I don't know if it's off the same news, but Mara is ripping. Interestingly enough, I guess other crypto stocks are falling at the moment. But you want to look at like Mara and Riot. Um, I have a whole list of them. GTM kind of cooling, not really cooling, but you can see it doesn't have momentum. It's like 5.7 to 5.9 to 6. So I definitely could see a pullback here, but it doesn't look like it as far as chart goes. And there's just so many, like so little volume, man. Obviously, you've heard me complain about this several times today. Probably tired of it, but it's true. New candle now. We're finally gonna get a pullback. I'm gonna try to go short here for 3 ticks to the downside, which only puts it at 63 and a half. Seems pretty reasonable. And yet, it's not working out. 5.9 to 6.1 to 6.0. So it's more of a downward. But I might take some shorts in my evaluation once I start seeing like the trend shift towards the downside. Honestly, I wouldn't mind a pullback here. I just want to see some volume. Really, that's all I want to see is some volume. One, two, three, four, five, six grinding green candles. Cutting this trade. Gratefully, we had a reasonable entry on there. We lost 125 in that trade. Still at 1450 on the day, and we're still pushing highs. 6.1 to 6.3. This looks like it actually has a reasonable amount of volume. Doji at the top. I just feel like I can't take any trades because, like, I'm not seeing a trend other than, like, yes, it's upward, but it's upward and slow and grinding. And so with that little bit of volume, it makes it to where, like, I don't know, the ever so slightly slow grind up thing is just not my trade style. Like, I like being in and out in like 9-10 seconds. Um, and you need volume for that. As far as 3 minute chart goes, TTM went from 9 to 9.5 to 10.3 to 10.7 and now at 11. Pulling back a little bit on the 1. Potential bounce off the 9 EMA. You can see the bulls are kind of winning this one a little bit. Even though, nope, no, the bear stepped in. TTM on the 1 minute chart went from 5.9 to 5.7, 5.6. I'm really hesitant to go short today. I don't think a single short has worked out. Maybe one did. I don't know. Okay, finally pulling down some. I want this to pull down to like 60. Going short off 63. For some reason I have one contract. Oh, I know why I have one contract. Just cut that one, but it's okay because we only had one contract anyway. Next candle's at 45 on the 3 minute, which is in 1 minute. So let's jump to the 1 minute chart. There's definitely been a couple of rips, but we haven't really gotten the opportunity to take advantage of them like we normally do. And that has a lot to do with the low volume because it makes it to where those rips are very unpredictable. Because you'll have these super small moves for incredibly long periods of time, and then you'll just have this like one massive move up all at once. And so it does make it a little bit challenging in order to be able to predict that price action. Currently, we've had 3 red candles in a row, and TTL went from 6.0 to 5.7 to 5.1 to 4.6. So moving downward about a half a point of momentum on the 1 minute chart. Let's say 45. Let's check that 3 minute candle. Might get a pop here. 3 minute candle continued to be cyan. So it went from 10.3 to 10.9 to 11. Right at 10.9 now, so this does look like this could begin to trend downward, but the chart pattern itself looks like it'll actually pop. $8.45 now. Still have a reasonable amount of people watching, hanging out. How much am I up on the evaluation account? Let me check. So I'm up $572.46 in the evaluation. Um, Out of 3,000. I was higher up this morning, but we took a little bit of an L in there. We're down $190 on the day in the evaluation, but we're up 576 in the total evaluation. Um, so, sorry, Mr. Comment. It looks like that was like minutes ago. Um, are we finally pulling back here? I honestly hope that we are, because I just want to see something happen with some sort of movement. Short off 60 and 3/4. Looking for a push down to 60. I actually think that's a pretty reasonable trade. Um, there's that push down to 60. So it looks like it could have taken that trade in the eval. Looks seem pretty nice. Um, red candles now is 1, 2, 3 doji. 1, 2, 3. So 3 red candles in a row after 3 candles. So if this 9 crosses below the 12, might take a short in the evaluation. And see if I can go for 5 ticks, which would be a $1.25 move. From 3.1 to 2.0 or 2.1 in the TTM. Wouldn't be surprised if this candle goes green for a second or just altogether. But 9 crossing below 12. As to take a trade here. Yeah, I don't want to take a trade here. Okay, 9 just crossed below 12, so that's interesting. 4 moved to the downside. Right as I said, it drops. 2.1 to 1.1. The momentum is looking fairly reasonable to the downside. Check it against 3. If we get the like 26 crossover down, I'll probably take that short as well. 10.5 to 10.0 on the TTM3, and check the 5 real fast. In the 5, it is from 20.1 down to 19. If you remember earlier on in the stream, I said maybe we have room to about 38.60 before it really starts to kind of seem extended. We went up to 67. Short here. Enter to 59.5 and looking for a move down to the EMA 35. New candle now. Doji top, doji bottom. That typically means an upward move. Join the ask here. Cut that. I tried to get an entry off of 59 for a move down to the 35. This one worked out because we were already in the trade, but just having a hard time getting the entry that I am seeking in the evaluation. That's been really challenging. Nine is very clearly below 12. Got a 26 crossover about to happen. So I'm gonna go for 12 ticks down. I may have already missed the move, but we'll see. See if I can enter here at 58 and a half. And looks like 12 ticks might be too much given that 50 moving average. It's holding 57 pretty well. Looks like it just came down without me. I guess I should have just sold the market. 1.3 to 2.6. That's pretty decent momentum to the downside. Short here. Oh, that's a bad move. Moment to go short. Shorts aren't working out for me today. I mean, we're profitable. We're damn near at 2K, but cutting it there. Loss of 312.50 on that. Up 16.12.50 on the day. 1,612.50 in the sim. And we're up 576 total on the evaluation out of 3,000. Pretty difficult price action today. And I'm trading a little bit longer than I normally do, but like that's basically just because we're kind of grinding this count up. And it seems like it's working okay. It's just there's a lot of like give and take, just a little bit here and there, here and there. A little move up, a little move down, a little move up, a little move down. So it's kind of a slow process. 3 minute chart, TTM went from 10.5 to 9.5 to 8.8. And next TTM, or next 3 minute, is at 54, which is in 10 seconds. So let's just wait for that candle. By the way, if y'all are chilling, hanging out, make sure you like, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. And trying to earn funding in the futures market, make sure you check out Elite Trader Funding. Use the link in the description and promo code JSBEST to get a lifetime discount on any of the evaluations that you see there, with the exception of the fast tracks, because those are already pre-discounted. But you can still sign up under my link for those. And that does help the channel grow. Okay, so getting a possible crossover. Now looking good for potential longs. Got fresh yellow, jumping to the eval, because this might actually have some momentum behind it. Trying to get in at 61 and a half. Looks like that's too low. New candle about to form. So something to take of note is that the 9 is below the 12 on this potential breakout. So I want to see that 9 get above the 12. Once that 9 gets above the 12, I'm going to join the bid here. Get the entry at 61. and the exit point intended is 64. Um, New candle forming now. Three greens or three yellows on the 2TM. Little hammer there. Hopefully this doesn't end up as a false break, but the 9 did cross above.
Order filled. Order filled.